Hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. And as you guys know, we have one more day left in the year 2020. So I wanted to come in because I've been busy doing some things. And as you guys, those of you that have seen, I'm trying to master the TikTok, so you guys get to see the other part of my sense of humor. That's actually how I think. I'm kind of sarcastic. But we want to make sure that we catch every person at every age, and each platform kind of speaks to different people at different ages, different educational levels, and so I want to make sure that we catch them. I want to catch them young. I want to catch them old. I want to catch them old, but I want to catch them mature. I want to catch our age group, younger age group, whatever age group we can get, and however we can convey the message on what narcissistic personality disorder looks like. Here I talk a lot, and so a lot of times when you're dealing with young people don't want to sit and listen to a video for no 17 to 20 minutes. A lot of you guys do. You're more intellectual, so those platforms are out there for those of you, those that are on TikTok. A lot of times people want to be entertained, and so to entertain, to make something serious, but make it funny, to make people listen, it has a message behind it. If you look at a lot of Tyler Perry's earlier movies, the Medea shows that we love so much, the Medea plays. And then the movies, it conveyed a message. It was funny. We liked watching it, and it conveyed a message. It talked a lot to the women and what they were going through. And so never miss an opportunity to speak to those at every age level. Sometimes it may be in a place where you're uncomfortable. You have to take it to another level in a place where it's uncomfortable, but you have it in you to speak to people on different levels. So don't, think about that when you're going into 2021. How can you touch the people that you want to touch? It's not for everybody, but at the same time, how do you want to touch and how do you want to talk to people at every level? And so I just wanted to come on just briefly because I'm trying to clean up some stuff. I'm trying to get some stuff together. And I encourage you guys, 2020 has been a hard year for a lot of people. The coronavirus, the shut-ins, the shutdowns, the job losses. Some people are struggling to feed their families. Some people are becoming homeless. Some people are stuck in the house with that narcissist. Children are being abused. The domestic violence, the domestic violence rate has went up because many people are stuck in the home with the abuser, who is also a narcissist. Domestic violence, narcissism is it falls under the same category, but a lot of people are stuck in the home with the narcissist. And so at one point in time, they had relief. They can travel. They can go out to work. Now you're working in the home. The kids are home, being at home and schooled on the computer. And so people are confined to an area with this narcissist. Some of you guys have had enough. It took this coronavirus for some of you guys to wake up and finally walk away. It took this, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, because the coronavirus is not a good thing. There are a lot of deaths that have happened, but a lot of you have been in the midst of this, and a lot of you guys have come out of it. A lot of you guys have found your own strength. Some of you guys have started businesses. Some of you guys, so it worked for some people and it didn't work for a lot of people. But I want you to be encouraged because 2021 is coming up. I encourage everybody, take the opportunity. If 2021, make some goals for 2021. Get you a vision board. You don't have to have just one vision board. You can have several vision boards. I like to do a vision board on my business. I like to do a vision board on, my plans for the year, business, finances, different things. And so you have a few vision boards and you put it on the wall. Make it plain so other people can see it. Well, you don't want to share it with everybody. Let me take that back. You don't want to share your vision with everybody. Everybody doesn't need to know your vision, but put it on the wall, put it in your office, put it in your room so you can look at it and you create smaller goals to get to your main goal. If it means getting away from the narcissist, if it means filing for a divorce, if it means connecting to, agencies, if it means buying a house, if it means moving into your own apartment, getting a new job, going to school, getting some kind of training or certification, starting all over again. Make a vision board, put a vision board, because when you see something, you can start moving to that goal. And don't despise small beginnings. Don't worry about, there may be some snafus or there might be some, obstacles in your path. That's what happens when you're moving forward. You're going to run into some obstacles. You're going to run into some, some hang-ups but don't stop. Continue to move forward. Those of you looking for education, many people have emailed me to ask, How do you become a coach? What do you do? Now, for those of you that do not have a background like in mental health counseling, for example, if you don't have an education in mental health counseling, I highly recommend that you go through some type of training, or maybe even certification, some type of training to teach you about coaching. And there are good programs out there. I can't name many, I'm not too sure, but there are programs out there, though, that will not only teach you the art of coaching, also will help you build your business. How to get potential clients, how to build a platform. It's not required to be certified, but I recommend getting certified because it holds you accountable. There are a lot of coaches that I have seen, especially like on YouTube, that cross the line, and I know that they're not mental health professionals, licensed mental health professionals, or psychologists, psychiatrists that cross the line into counseling. And in reality, if you don't watch it, people can sue you. So you have to be careful because if you cross the line into counseling, you can jack up somebody's mind, jack up somebody's life. And then there are people that claim to be coaches that are really just venting. They're getting your emotions pumped up, hyped up, and you're angry, and then they understand and they agree. But in the long run, when you get off the videos or you get off the site, what did you just resolve? How did you just help yourself? How did you just, did you come off the videos and did you find fulfillment? And you got narcissists out there making videos, and they'll tell you, sociopath, narcissist, psychopath, narcissist. They will tell you, and people love them. They give out good information, but at the same time, you still have to remember what they are. Remember what you're learning. What is their ulterior motive? What they don't do. They care about people. It seems like they care about people. They give them people, but at the end, it's always, it feels like at the end of the conversation or end of the video, it always feels like, but you'll never win. You'll never get over. There's no closure. There is nothing. It almost feels like I got the information, but there is no cure. There's almost like, I still feel vulnerable. I still feel it's good. I learned something, but at the same time, you have no closure. You have no, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but you got to be careful because narcissists are very charismatic individuals. A lot of them are very charismatic individuals. A lot of them end up being very attractive individuals, and they get pulled in, and a lot of them, you get on YouTube, and a lot of them have high ratings, high views, many followers, but think about it. They are what they are. And if they don't claim to be a narcissist, look at, these high followings. Some of you had personal experiences with these individuals, so firsthand. And firsthand that your name is being smeared, so you got to be careful. Be careful out there. Use this information to learn. Use this information. Don't be naive. Don't learn the information and go right back and do the exact same thing. That means that you're eating the paper. You're eating the books. Stop eating the books. Stop eating the paper. Listen to what's being said and then apply it. And you have to be careful because narcissism is on the rise. Narcissism is on the rise. I think I was reading somewhere where it says that almost 70%, they did a test or they did an assessment on college students. And they said out of 70% of the people that did the assessment in college, they came up as being not positive, but having the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and lacking empathy. And these were college students that went and took these tests. And 70% of them, they had narcissistic personality disorder. They had the traits and they had the characteristics of those with narcissistic personality disorder, and they lacked empathy. So where the narcissism is high, the empathy is very low. So you see where the numbers are climbing. So people are out there. People are portraying themselves to be one thing and they're not. You got to be careful. So in 2021, I want you to go in there. I want you to go in there with some goal. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because mine never lasts more than like a month or two. And so, but I do believe in creating goals. What goals do you have for your health? Remember, I believe in the whole person concept. The whole person concept, meaning your mind, your emotions, your heart, your soul, getting that in check, getting that taken care of. Your body, your health, your eating habits. Some of you guys are emotional eaters. And some of you guys, don't eat at all when you're emotional. That's unhealthy. Most of us are not getting younger. We're aging gracefully. So you want to preserve that casing. You want to preserve that, your body. And then spiritual care. Spiritual care, if you don't believe, that's fine. If you don't believe in anything, that's okay. Whatever you do to take care of your spirit, those of you that, meditate, chant, whatever you do, and those of you that are believers like myself, spiritual care. Finding a person that you trust, like my mentor, for example, that you trust, that does spiritual care, that gives biblical advice, that gives biblical, biblical advice and gives you biblical strategies, So I believe in that whole person concept. And one of the biggest thing that I want to say, don't be afraid of counseling. Most people are afraid to go to counseling because a lot of people think that if I go to counseling, I failed. I have failed. And counseling, we're not shrinks. We're not shrinks. So don't believe that. We don't shrink heads. That's not what we do. We're professional. We're licensed mental health professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever, but we're professionals that have trained in this. We have done hours of internship, hours of license hours, for Washington State, I think it's 3,000 for us, hours of one-on-one counseling to qualify us. And then we're held at the highest standard, meaning that on an annual or every 2 year standard, we have to maintain continuing education. So we have to constantly learn. For some of you guys, you don't need coaching first. That's not what you need first. Coaching is not counseling. And counseling, you're concerned with your mental health, PTSD, complex PTSD, depression, anxiety, some autism, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. Those are the things that are going to be addressed. And those are, coping mechanism, help you to understand psychoeducation, help you to understand what's going on in your body. With PTSD, what's going on in your body? How did you get to this point? What happens to the body, to their neurological system concerning trauma? What happens to your body? What happens to your mind? Why am I having nightmares? Why am I having health issues? How is my health being affected by this trauma? And what can I do? What are some coping mechanisms? You have EMDR. You go look up EMDR. You have tapping. You have CBT. You have DBT. A lot of that is focused more toward people with borderline personality disorder. But you have to remember to educate yourself. But some of you need counseling. That's why I highly advocate, if you're in the state of Washington, my books fill up very fast. And so a lot of times when people are trying to contact me for counseling, I don't have any room because there's, I have a certain amount of slots available for those that are in counseling, a certain amount of slots that are available for those that are in coaching. So my slots fill up very, very fast. And so I always emphasize, if you need counseling, you can also go to a sponsored link that I talk about a lot. It's BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen. And you get a 10% discount. It's a nominal fee, and it's licensed counselor in all the states. Not only in all the states, but also in Canada. I don't know, they say it's global, but I'm not sure. But I do know in Canada and here in the United States, people have given me great reviews on the counselors they have worked with who actually understood the trauma and the, and narcissist abuse, the results of narcissist abuse. But when you're vetting the counselors, and you can, ask them questions like, do you understand PTSD? Do you understand parental alienation? Do you understand the effects of severe trauma or psychological abuse? Do you understand domestic violence? That's what it is. Do you understand domestic violence by people that have personality disorders? You can ask them if they know. A lot of times we know enough concerning treatment of those disorders, but ask them questions. There's nothing wrong with you asking them questions before you decide that you're going to spend money on a particular counselor. And so just is BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen. That's a 10% discount. If you're struggling with finances, especially in a time such as this, let them know, and they will also assist you with grants, meaning that they'll just lower the price a little bit for you. But I highly recommend it. Those that are seeking coaching, I do have availability for coaching. Not everybody does on a weekly basis. Some people do it on bi-weekly basis. And so, it's totally up to you. You're welcome to email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com, and I will provide you with my fees for services. Please know if you have emailed me and I have not responded, my emails are very full. So it takes me a minute to get through all my emails. So I apologize for the delay. So I will get back with you. Also, let's think for a minute. I have a book. Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. It's real stories about real people, and you see it play itself out. You see how these narcissists think. You see how these victims and survivors thought. How did they get caught up in it? What was their family history? Why did they stay so long? What happened to their children? How was that narcissist grooming the kids? How was that narcissist abusing the kids? What was going on in these relationships, in the lives of these people? Some of you guys are highly educated, have high positions, high jobs. Some of you guys have master's degrees. Okay, master's degrees. So you're so intellectual, but how did you get caught up with a narcissist? That's the question. How did you get caught up with a narcissist? And some people are ashamed because they can't believe that the status that they're at, and I apologize if I offended anybody by that. Master's, associate's, bachelor's, or doctor's degree. There you go. Put them all in there. Doctor's degree, master's, bachelor's, certificate. Doesn't matter. You're not so intelligent that you can't, you're never so intelligent and so highly educated that it makes you invisible to a narcissist. Doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is. Doesn't matter what your educational level is. You all become a target, to include me. We all become targets. And there's something that you have that they want. And so just remember that. You're never too pretty, too smart, too intelligent, so educated that, that you are not a target for a narcissist. And that's why we do these programs, me and my mentor. And that you can find her, Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. And she provides you with a lot of education on narcissist abuse from a biblical and spiritual perspective. She's also the presiding prelay of Into His Chambers Global Ministry. You can find her on Facebook and Periscope, which Periscope in March will be going away, so you find her on Twitter. But if you go on as church, Into His Chambers Ministry, you can find us on Facebook, and you can find us on Periscope, either under Apostle Helen or Into His Chambers Ministries, and you can find her there. So for spiritual care, and then for her videos concerning narcissist abuse, you can find her on Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. My big sister comes on Mondays, and you can find her probably about 8:30ish, and she comes on, and her life. It says my life is intentional. Awesome teaching. She usually has her mother as a guest. Helen Sadler, Apostle Helen Sadler, as a guest, and it's phenomenal information. And so the information is out there. The information is out there. It depends on what you're going to do with it. You can get over this. You can get beyond this. Yes, there is a silver lining. Yes, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, there is a possibility of healing. It depends, because you are responsible for your recovery. No one else is responsible. You are responsible for your recovery. And so I just wanted to come on just a few minutes and just talk to you guys. We're going into 2021. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I do have plans. No, I'm not going to be around big crowds. Don't worry about me like that. And I'm going to try. Last time I couldn't because I was busy with family. And so I will be busy with family again. But I will try to come on live, especially right before I head out, to speak to you guys and just to say Happy New Year's to each and every one of you. I thank you so much for your support. You guys have been awesome. 2020, you guys have been really awesome. I really appreciate you guys. And the more questions you ask, the more you connect with me, the more ideas I get for other things to help you, to assist you, and to build my own program. I want you guys to stay tuned, because I do have merchandise merch, like the young people say, the merch, available, t-shirts, cups, posters, pillows, whatever we can get out there. And you guys come and join me and support me in the merchandise. And it also helps me to build my studio. You see, it's still kind of empty. You can hear the echo in the room, right? You hear the echo? Because I still have to get everything set up in here. But 2021 is my year. I've talked to a couple of people. I'm believing, just like you guys are believing, that, we'll be able to get out and get to moving again. And so 3 of the places that I would like to go, and it's not in this order, but the 3 places that I would like to go for 2021 to do speaking engagements is Dallas, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. The first 3 for 2021. Maybe it'll pick up. Maybe we'll go some other places. Of course, North Carolina, we got to come out there to North Carolina because there are people that we weren't able to see. And so I want them to be my special guest. But 2021, definitely Los Angeles, Dallas, and Atlanta. And then we get an opportunity. I still want to hit Seattle because I'm here. And then, of course, North Carolina, where people have been waiting. And so I want you guys to come and support. There's some stuff in the works. Let's just see how, this virus, this pandemic pans out, so we can see what we're going to do next year. But I definitely want to finally meet a lot of you and come and talk to you guys and come, we do a conference and then we have dinner together, VIP, and we'll do dinner together so that we can all hang out together and we can actually talk and eat, break bread together. So I can finally see some of you guys, we can finally meet each other face to face. I always say that I thank you guys, and I truly mean that. I thank you guys, and I hope that you guys have the best rest of the year, which is just one day. And I thank you guys for being here and supporting me. You guys rest. You guys know you're valuable. You are awesome. And you guys are powerful, powerful people and powerful survivors. Those that are still in the situation, you have to make choices. But whatever you do, don't just jump up and run with your kids, because they can get you in court and say you kidnapped their children. And it doesn't matter what you're thinking. You need to have an agency involved with you. For example, a domestic violence advocate, someone in the domestic violence program, so that they can clock it, annotate, so that when you're getting out of the situation, trying to get away, they can't use that against you in court and try to take your children from you. Because if you jump up and take the advice of some of these people, get out, go, leave right now, some of you guys are going to make a mistake. Don't react. You need to respond. So you have to think it out before you do anything. Think out everything you're going to do before you leave. Make sure you get legal advice. Make sure you get an advocate, talk to an advocate, talk to these programs to help you with that transition. And for some of you that have transitioned out, I'm so proud of you. I really am. And trust you me, it's going to get better. It gets worse before it gets better, because you have to go through the emotional withdrawal and the emotional pain that's associated with the breakup. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to get better. And I love you guys. You guys go be great.